everyone, thought I'd give you a quick update in the greenhouse here. As you can tell by me wearing black that it's really cloudy outside. So it's winter time in Ohio, not what to be expected. But everything in here is nice and green, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what's going on. So here's some of my kale that I've been harvesting for Devin and Kelsey, and my spinach that Doug and I have been having spinach salads every single night. Really grows well in the wintertime. Here's a Swiss chard that's kind of getting out of control, so I'll probably harvest him soon. I got some nice looking parsley here, some basil, a sticky card looking for bugs, and that's not a bug on the bottom there. And I have another patch of spinach going here. So I always like to freeze some for the summer when we can't grow it. Since we did the deep clean and cleaned out the reservoir tank and all the drain lines and return lines, my lettuce has been really taken off this winter. I'm very happy with the way it's looking. Here I have some Chinook, I think that's how you say it. It's Chrysantheum, and it's a really flavorful Asian green that has, to me it tastes like a carrot. So it's a really nice addition to a salad. More Asian greens growing here. This is Carlton, which is in the bok choy family, and it gets a nice long stem on it, and I like to use it instead of celery in my salads and everything, so you can kind of see in there. So I got this one growing on the one side of the greenhouse that gets the morning sun, and it really perked up these past couple days when we've had really cold weather and the nice sunshine outside. So here's what I'm going to be harvesting next week. I started these seeds 11 weeks ago, and this is Endive. It takes a little bit longer to grow in the winter time, but it's worth the wait. It's a little bit of a bitter green, but it's a nice addition to your salads. So over here I have growing watercress. I always think it looks so cool at this stage of growth. Looks like little balls of leaves. So those will be in the channels for another 3 weeks, I think it is, before it's ready to be harvested. Well, now that I've done my walk through the greenhouse, I'm going to go ahead into the head house because I have some seeding to do. So why don't you guys come on in with me and we'll talk about the different mediums I've been using. So I'm going to do some seeding today, and instead of doing seeding for the NFT channels, I'm doing seeding for the BATO buckets. And I use a couple different growing mediums for that. Depends on what the seed is. For my tomatoes, I like to use these rapid rooters. They work out really well, really good germination rate, because I don't want to take a chance using the Oasis cubes on that, because I don't get as good a germination rate, and you know, and tomato seeds for hydroponics are very expensive. So I'm going to start with my rooters here, and I usually get one of the trays, of course they won't come apart now, with the individual compartments for them, put the rooters in there and get them wet, and then I seed. What's nice about these rapid rooters is they have a little tiny hole in the top that you're able to put the seed in. So you want to make sure you place them the correct way in the tray here. And since these trays have holes in them, you have to put them into something that will hold the water for you. I always used to use the black ones that came with it, but they always got holes in them because they were really cheapy plastic. So I had bought some clear domes to go over some seedlings last year, and these are nice and heavy duty, so I go ahead and use these for my bottom tray. So a couple weeks ago I started some bell peppers in the Oasis cubes. I had terrible germination rate, so I'm going to do some of my bell peppers in these rapid rooters also. So I got my seeds laid out here, and I have, like I said, they're bell peppers. They're for hydroponics, and I got red, yellow, and orange, and they're from Johnny's Seeds. And since the seeds are always small, I can find it in here, I have to use my tweezers to get them into the rapid rooters here. So I'm going to do, this one that I'm doing here is red, so I'm going to do 4 in red, because I'm going to do 10 total. Because I like the red. So I always grow what I like. You keep the seeds in the refrigerator and they will last quite a few years for you. Okay, here's some yellow. And then lastly, orange. So then for the next 40, I'm gonna go ahead and do my tomato, which is Rebelski, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it, but they're a hybrid greenhouse tomato. We've been growing them for quite a few years and had really good luck with them. And of course the seeds are sticking all over the place. Don't wanna lose any of those seeds. But they're a nice shiny slicer tomato that doesn't get too big, but it's big enough to make slices for sandwiches. And they have a really good flavor. It's always exciting when you get your first tomato. Okay, I have all my seeds planted here. So I'd like to put a little nutrient water just to make sure these rapid rooters are nice and moist. You want to make sure you don't put it on too heavy because your seeds will float out. It's ready to cover them up with a dark lid and leave it here in the hen house so it's nice and warm and they germinate. The tomatoes germinate a lot faster than the peppers do, so I'll probably have to rearrange here after everything gets going. Okay, so now I'm going to seed some broccoli and cauliflower. I've had good success with them in the Oasis cubes, so I went ahead and got my Oasis cubes totally soaked through, because you know if you don't get them soaked through you don't get a good germination. So I have my broccoli I'm doing is Marathon, which is a cool weather broccoli plant that I've had success with in the pack. So I'll get him planted here. And then I'm going to do some snow crown cauliflower. I haven't tried this one before, but I think it should do good here in the greenhouse. For me, seeding, it's always easier to use the tweezers so I don't waste any seeds. And it's not like I'm doing a ton of them. So these, I'm not going to put these in the BATO buckets. I'm going to go ahead and put these guys in the grow bags when I get them out in the greenhouse, because I don't want to take up any of the precious space with the BATO buckets for my longer term crops. And the reason I like to do these, the cauliflower and broccoli in the greenhouse in the late winter, early spring, is because then I don't get any bugs in my crop. So there's the broccoli. And now the cauliflower. Now with the grow bags, I usually use the 3-gallon grow bags, so I just put one plant in each one. There we go. And like before, I take my nutrient water and douse down the Oasis cube a little bit here. Now, since it's winter time, I have my EC and pH set just a little bit different because of the shorter days and less sunshine. So my EC is at 1.8, and then I upped my pH up a little bit to 6.4 because I do have a lot of Asian greens growing in there, and they seem to be doing quite well with that. There we go. All set, ready to cover up and get germinated here in the head house. So this is the first part of my seeding. I will be doing my outdoor tomatoes in another month probably. I don't want to get them started too early because they get too leggy before I can put them out in the high tunnel. So, and I know we're going to be doing flowers here really soon. Going to do it a little bit different this year, so that should be an exciting video. It's always fun to do the flowers. So, hope you guys like this, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next video.